Merci pour la parole.
Thank you for giving me the floor. I present to you all my respects. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the African Commission was mandated by the official commission in order to make investigation on the situation of human rights in order to identify the responsibilities and also to document all these incidents. We have a resolution of our commission. I work with 4 investigators, and I am also the special rapporteur. And I have 4 colleagues were elected. We have 1 chairman. I have Mr. Salman Sassi, who is the investigator in charge of the displaced people population and also for the asylum seekers. We have 2 other investigators dealing with the conflicts, and my other colleague also in charge of the indigenous population. During this investigation, we use a methodological scientific approach. It was a hybrid approach consisting of assembling all the evidences using impartiality and independence. And as you know, we don't have sufficient financial means. We worked not in a field. We gathered all the information, and we listened to we listened to the testimonies of the victims and witnesses. We received 28 reports, written reports, and we made 38 interviews with the victims and the witnesses. And we received more than 30 digital documents from Sudan or from the diaspora of the Sudanese people. And we gathered, collected, and we analyzed all these is the open source intelligence. And also we use the metadata information with the chronological patterns. All this work we could prepare at that time. And a first report that was adopted and accepted by the Commission last July. And this report is public now. In this report, we have now the civil population massacres, sexual violence, extrajudicial killing, destruction of civil facilities, schools, hospitals, and also ethnical killing of people, which created a humanitarian catastrophe, pushing local population to be displaced. We had difficulties. We met difficulties to have direct contact with the victims because we could not travel to the field, but we could meet some victims in the neighboring countries from the Chad government, giving us the authorization to go to the Chad in order to meet the victims. And after the publication of the first report, we present to the African Union, to our commission. And on the 20th of January, 2026, we could travel to Adre in Chad. And during this visit, we could visit the field to meet people in the refugee camp of Adre and also other places, Abu Taji and Enichi at the border. We met tens of refugees. We made interviews with them. And during this mission, it was a first collaboration between the members of the African Union and also from the members of the United Nations. We received the help and from the HES and from the PAM who help us in order to do. They helped us also for our free movement. They help us, they give us all the material, and also they help us to find places where we can stay during our stay. And we visited and we heard the testimonies of people, young people, women, thousands of people who now are living in these camps and depending on the PALM program, help and aid. All these people help us, and thank you for them for their. And we also had meetings with members of the government of Chad, of the different ministries. At the end of our mission, we found massacres of the civil, massive execution, massive sexual violences against not only women, but women, children, and also against men. In the east region, in Chad, we met population of the same ethnic group, Masalit and Fur group. And as Mrs. Muna informed, they informed us that these Masalit Fur groups, Black African minorities, were directly targeted, and we gathered all these information. We have all these information. We are now trying to prepare the second report. It will be finalized at the end of April 2026 to be presented to the next commission, and it will be public and written in the 4 languages. At the end of my intervention, I am calling international and African authorities to mobilize more funds and efforts, because the situation of these population refugees in Chad is difficult. They are surviving and they need international protection. And thank you. This is what I want to say about this mission. Thank you so much.